If you're a tall girl listening to this right now, I'm sure you've struggled with clothing at some point in time in your life. Heck, you're probably even struggling with clothing right now in this moment. Were you online shopping just now, trying to filter through the 32-inch inseam jeans? It's okay. You don't have to lie. It happens to the best of us. But yeah, clothing is probably the biggest tall girl problem like ever. There's no doubt about it. We're talking pants, skirts, shoes, but there's one article of clothing that isn't really spoken about a lot, and those are dresses. Okay, it kind of is, but not as much as pants. All right, don't come for me. I know we could at least agree on that. So today we're going to be talking about why brands are just falling short, quite literally, when it comes to dresses for the tall girlies, and an amazing solution to this problem. So let's get into it. Good morning, everybody. You are currently listening to a Tall Girls podcast hosted by a tall girl named India. I hope everyone who is tuning in today is doing super fantastic. Before I get into this episode, I do want to say, make sure you're following me on my socials at a Tall Girls podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest so that you can stay up to date on all of the latest podcast episodes and catch a glimpse of my everyday life. Also, feel free to leave me a review and let me know how tall you are. I'm genuinely curious. I also have a monthly newsletter. Make sure you subscribe to that. Everything is going to be linked in the description. And I just want to start off this episode by saying thank you to Sumissura for sponsoring today's episode. We're going to be talking about them a little bit later. It's summer, y'all, and if you're tall, I'm pretty sure you understand the summer wardrobe clothing struggles. The shorts, the crop tops, the skirts, and most importantly, mini dresses. One thing about being a tall girl is that a dress, like a mini dress, will fit like a t-shirt. The other girlies, they could just throw it on and go. But us, we should probably wear something underneath it, or else the public is going to see something they're not supposed to see. I did run a poll on Instagram, and I'm going to do a quick little plug here. Make sure you follow me at a Tall Girls podcast so you can participate in these polls and have your opinions heard on these episodes. But I did run a poll over on Instagram asking you guys, when it comes to dresses, do you struggle to find the perfect mini dress? 91% of you guys said, OMG, yes, they're all too short. 9% said, OMG, yes, they're all too long, and 0% no, it's super easy. I mean, at least we can all agree on the fact that it is kind of hard to find the perfect dress, let alone find the perfect mini dress. Now, as for the people who said they were too long, the dresses are too long, I did look through the results to see like what's going on here. Most of the people who voted that were my friends. Yeah, so I'm sure you can imagine, the height of my friends, that they're, on the shorter side. But 91% of the people who voted in this poll said that they were too short. The dresses are too short. And I fall into that category, okay? I wish I had the problem that my friends had, that the dresses were too long. But they're all too short on me. Well, most of them are too short on me. And it could be frustrating. We want to look cute. We want to wear the dresses outside. We want to be outside and all that stuff with our dresses on. But we can't because we may get arrested because our lady bits aren't covered. Okay. Am I being a little bit extreme? Maybe. But hey, we're going to be talking about a solution to this later on in the episode. So make sure you stay tuned. Now, why is this a struggle? Why do the tall girlies have a hard time finding long enough dresses? The answer is simple. Major brands don't really think we're a profitable enough group to target. Well, that's one of them. They think that yes, it's going to be very expensive to make clothes for us, but they're probably not going to get an ROI on that, especially because they're more so trying to cater towards the masses. That's honestly one of the reasons, but another big reason is that they don't really understand our proportions. When it comes to clothing, especially for tall women, it's not just about length, it's also about proportions and fit. These major brands just haven't gotten it right, which has led to the development of other brands who do get it right. And one of those brands is the sponsor of today's episode, Sumissura. So Sumissura is a made-to-measure clothing brand. Now, what exactly does that mean? I'm so glad you asked. They essentially use a made-to-measure system to create garments tailored to your body. You essentially put in your height, your weight, and your body type, and using several years of algorithm training, they predict your measurements, including length, waist, hip, and more. And what's cool about it is that you're actually able to edit the measurements because, especially when it comes to women. As women, our bodies are constantly changing. So even if you've had measurements from a while ago when you put in your height and your weight and your body type and so forth, or even when you just currently do it, if you feel like something is a little bit off, you can of course measure yourself, measure that area, and you can edit it. And you can edit it in your account. And what's cool is that when you go in to put your measurements, they actually have a video playing of how to measure that specific area so that everything is super accurate. And honestly, that's perfect for me because, as I described in my newsletter and on social media quite a few times, I have Crohn's disease and my weight has been fluctuating very often. So this time around, because I have worked with them before, this time around I had to whip out my tape measure and remeasure a couple areas and make some adjustments so I can get the correct fit. However, I will say that when you put your height and weight and body type in, their measurements are very close to accurate. It's actually kind of scary. But hey, in my personal opinion, you could always double check. It's better to be safe than sorry. And now, because it's summer, at least in this part of the world, I'm located in the United States of America, but if you're currently in like winter or something, at least you know for in the next few months. But since we're in the summer here right now, I'm sure the tall girlies want to be cute. We want to look cute. We want to wear our dresses or whatever. But I'm pretty sure we also want to cover our lady bits. I don't think we want them all out there for the world to see. Unless you do. Unless it's intentional. Like, power to you if that's what you're into. But I'm assuming that if we're wearing clothes, we want to cover the important parts. And we just can't always get that. Like, that's not always guaranteed when we're shopping at these mainstream major brands. So I partnered with Sumissura to show the tall girlies that it is absolutely possible for us to have dresses, to get dresses that are long enough for us and are still flattering and still cute. And the cool part is you can design a dress with Sumissura, or really any article of clothing. They have a bunch of options on their website, but you have the option to customize so many things, from the material and the fit all the way down to the smallest details like the buttons. So I'm going to walk you through my process so that if you like what you see later on when I show you. By the way, watch the video version of this. Why didn't I say this earlier in the episode? Make sure you watch the video version of this. I'm going to include it as a link in the description if you're listening to the audio version of this. But I'm going to walk you through my process a little bit so that if you like the dress that you see later on, then you can literally create it yourself, tailored to your specific body. So when you navigate to the site, sumissura.com, it's going to be linked in the description. You're going to go to the menu bar, click on clothing, and select dresses or whatever clothing you want to design in that specific moment. But what I did was I selected dresses, and underneath the title collections, I selected all dresses. Okay, listen, I'm not a fashionista. Like, these types of things don't come clearly into my mind. Like, you know, how some people, it just hits them. Like, yeah, that's not me. I'm not a fashion anything, but I try my best. Okay. But Sumissura gave plenty of options and plenty of inspo, and that's ultimately what I wanted to go through. So when I clicked on all dresses and I'm scrolling through, I'm seeing like a variety of dresses that I can choose from to customize. I'm seeing wrap dresses, I'm seeing shift dresses, I'm seeing strapless dresses, I'm seeing a whole bunch of things. It took me a second to go through everything. And honestly, I think it's really good to know your body type or body shape so you know what kind of dress or what kind of silhouette, I guess you want to see. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what's going on here, okay? But on Sumissura's socials, they talk a lot about different body shapes and what flatters those types of body shapes. I'm gonna link their socials in the description too, so you could check those out. They know a lot more than I do, but I at least know for my body type that A-line dresses would be the way to go. So essentially, I went to customize an A-line dress. Your girl needs some shape, okay? I have more of a rectangular, boxy body or whatever. So I'm gonna give you the specifics of my dress, and it's only gonna make sense when you go on the site, okay? So make sure you go there. And I'll also put it in the description so it's easier for you to view after this. Now, my specific specifications were a ceremonial dress with a natural waist in navy blue. It was titled Barnett, so I'm assuming that's the material, with a strappy v-neck, of course in an A-line shape, as I said earlier. And I made sure that this dress was going to go to my knee. For the length, I chose to the knee because we got to make sure it's long enough, okay? I personally like my stuff down to the knee, maybe like a little bit higher up from my knee, but that's just my personal preference. But you could choose short, you could choose knee, you could choose like midi dress, and so forth and so on. It's up to you. And I decided for it to be made without a cape. Let me know what you think about my specifications. And one thing I want to let you guys know, and I want to be very upfront about it, is that it can be on the pricier side. And I mean, it's custom clothing. People are taking extra time to create it tailored to your specific body measurement. So obviously that makes a lot of sense. So I think the dress for me, I would have had to pay about $109. So just keep that in mind. And also, I would like to let you know, you may not be located in the same country that they're creating the garments in. So I would say to allow some time for them to actually make the garments and then ship it to you. So I would say allow for about 2 to 3 weeks for the whole process to occur and for it to get to you. And to go back to the pricing, just wanted to remind you, all tall clothing is like on the pricier side, if I'm being quite honest with you. So I personally think that it's worth it. Now for the actual review, oh my goodness, the dress was absolutely stunning. When I took it out of the package, I was like, whoa. I mean, listen, I worked with Sumissura before, so I already knew that they were like, so they do some good stuff, okay? It's very high quality, very good. But I was like, whoa, like, slay. It was the material, definitely, it was like a light and airy material, but definitely thick enough where it's not like see-through or anything, and it will definitely hold. And what I absolutely like about it is that it was double lined. I think that's the correct term. It was double lined, so basically it felt like there were 2 skirt type of things. So it was like 2 layers in the skirt area is what I'm trying to say. So that was really nice and definitely great to make sure, you know, not only is it not see-through, but then it's also like, just in case there's a little sweat action going on. But it's airy, it's very breathable, and it's very high quality. The color, spot on. Navy blue is exactly what I wanted. I wanted something simple because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm going to be going to like work events and stuff throughout the summer, and you know, I want to look cute, I want to look classy, but also I don't want to go too crazy, you know what I mean? So something simple, but it was a nice navy blue color, and I think it really complemented my skin tone. The neckline and everything was basically spot on. Literally exactly what I created. It's exactly what I ordered. And then on top of that, guess what, y'all? It was actually to my knees. Slay. I mean, I did put my height in there. It was like, I'm not gonna say it was a little bit scary, but it was a little bit scary. Like, yeah, I put my height in, but dang, like y'all really knew, like literally to my knee. Like it was at my knee. Slay. Okay, that is exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be down to my knee, and that's exactly what they gave me perfectly. That, I will definitely say, surprised me a little bit, and I am so happy with that. I did do like a thin strap type of thing with like a V-neck line and so forth. One thing I will definitely say is that I kind of wish they have like adjustable straps. Like I get it, it's like made specifically for your body, so it's like, oh yeah, like why would you need that? But then also, as I said earlier in the episode, that my weight does fluctuate from time to time. So sometimes, you know, I weigh more, sometimes I weigh less. I'm currently in the period where I weigh less than from when I measured previously. That's just how it is currently for me, unfortunately. So I will say that in the top area, it was like fitting a little bit looser or bigger than it would have fit me, let's say, the time that I actually measured myself and ordered it a couple weeks ago. But I mean, for the most part, like it's fine because I was able, like everything that needed to be covered was covered and it was sitting on my shoulders really well. And something that I get really scared about is that I have pretty big shoulders. I work out. So I'm just gonna say it like that. I work out, so I have pretty broad, pretty big shoulders. And something about a lot of the dresses, a lot of the spaghetti strap clothing items that I would get, it would be too tight. But this was definitely not too tight on me, and I really appreciated that. So overall, I would rate it a 10 out of 10. It was a really good dress. Like it fits so well, it fits so nicely. I even took it outside, wore it outside, walked in it. It was stunning. It was beautiful. It was exactly what I designed. It's exactly what I customized. I would definitely recommend. Let's say you create a garment with Sumissura and there's something a little bit off. There's like a measurement or two that you feel like could be a bit better. They have something called the perfect fit guarantee, where they essentially guarantee a perfect fit or you can send it back to them to completely remake the garment free of charge, depending on how many different things that needs to be changed. Or you can go to one of their partner tailors and get it tailored to your specific measurements, to how you want it to fit, free of charge. So keep that in mind. That means they know what they're doing. And then on top of that, if they make a little mistake, because I mean, we're all human, we all make mistakes, you can get it fixed free of charge. But make sure you do it within the specific time frame so you don't have to redo the whole customer ticket process again. It's no secret that big brands just don't know how to cater to tall women. The pants don't reach our ankles, the long sleeves don't reach our wrists, the dresses don't cover our hoo-has. We deserve clothes that fit our length and fit our proportions, and thanks to brands like Sumissura, that is finally possible. So I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Of course, as always, feel free to hit me up on my socials and let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know what you thought about the dress that I created. And big shout out to Sumissura for partnering with me on this episode and basically just showing us that there are so many options out there for tall women, and they are one of them. You could check out Sumissura at sumissura.com. That is SUMISSURA.com to customize clothes and dress the real you. Dress how you want to dress and wear clothing that fits your body so well and you feel super confident in it, because that's the whole point of clothing. That's the whole point of fashion, to feel good, to feel confident, and they are helping us do just that. All of their links, their website, their socials are going to be in the description, so you can check them out for yourself and let me know what you think. Go check them out and let me literally DM me and let me know if you made the dress that I made. Are we twinning? Are we twinning this summer? Period. But yes, I highly recommend, and I really appreciate you guys for tuning into my episodes and just supporting me, because without you guys, stuff like this honestly wouldn't be possible. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, make sure you hit me up, follow me on my socials, hit me up, let me know if you check out Sumissura, let me know if you have any issues with the dresses out there as a tall girl. I'm sure that's something we can all agree on. That's something we can all congregate about and have a discussion about. And yeah, until then, until you hit me up, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Good night and goodbye.